Hi, I just wanted to take a moment to thank our sponsors at overdogsbet.com. Make sure to head over to overdogsbet.com/beta for early beta access and free play. What are some of the biggest takeaways that you've gotten from working with the great Khabib the Eagle?
Man, honestly, any chance I get to work with them, like I did my whole camp for Sean Brady with them guys. It's just another level of training with those guys just because their mentality is different. I think that's what separates a lot of them from most fighters.
How fucking good is Islam, bro?
I think Islam is definitely pound for pound number one, I feel, in my book. I think he could definitely go down as one of the best to ever do it. Your main training partner is Khabib your whole life. So, like, them guys are just so much better than everybody else. Khabib could still come in right now and still be a champion at whatever weight class he chooses, I feel.
Fighting Leon, what holes in his game do you think you can expose? My
mentality will break him. We saw it with Usman. He was breaking. People can say whatever they want to say. He can say whatever he wants to say. I was setting up the head kick the whole time. Physically, I'm going to break him down. Mentally, I'm going to break him down. Psychologically, I'm going to break him down.
Yo, Overdogs Podcast, episode 21. Can you do something for me? We here with the boys, Ice Bags and Mac Malley. What's up, fellas?
What's up, player haters?
All good, brother. I'm excited about today, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Talking to the remember the name, Belal Muhammad.
Belal.
Shout
Hopefully
out.
He gets that title shot here in a minute.
Yeah, here in a second, right? What's up, boys? How was your weekend?
Uneventful, man, for the first time in a while, which is nice.
Oh, mine was crazy. We were out in Hollywood for a week, the East Coast Hollywood. We were staying in an Airbnb down there, and yep, we got lots of things to talk about here today. Dylan Dennis and Darren Till want to fight me, and now they want to fight each other. We're trying to find the right times, everything's got to come together. It's got to make the most sense. The numbers for everybody, especially guys like that, they're gonna say no a lot of times before they sign. I'd be ready to go just for the fight. Lots.
Let's talk about this a little bit. So Dennis is calling you out. Dennis is calling Till out. Of course, I feel like Dennis just calls people out to stay relevant so he can pump his IG numbers. But, Palomino was calling you out. Obviously, that ain't going to happen no more since he got busted up at BKFC. Who else? You called out Jake Paul. I mean, fuck, you're going to fight you're kind of like, you're the new Hamzat, right? Like, Hamzat, where they pull up his tweets and he's called out like the last 9 champions or some shit. That's you now. Everybody's calling out Mike Perry. They want that check.
But the difference with Mike Perry is, dude, he'll fucking do it. Doesn't fucking matter who. So it's way more fun to follow because Dennis don't want that smoke. That's a load of shit. Yeah, he's Bags, you're right. There's no fucking way. No.
I'm just curious as to, like, if it was me and Dennis, like, when we started being disrespectful to each other, what type of topics would pop up? Like, what would he say? Would he say things that really got me angry? I mean, I fight better angry. I want to be angered. I want you to piss me off, and we start cussing at each other and start saying, malicious things to each other. That's fun. I think no matter who we fight, like, once I sign, I'm going to start cussing some points somewhere. I'm going to say something. I kind of wait for those guys to open the door first. I keep it professional. But we got to get people to tune in. And then even when you do things like, for example, Colby Covington, what he said about Leon, how much I mean, Chael Sonnen was like, the pay-per-view numbers skyrocketed when he said what he said about Leon's dad. And I don't know if I don't want to say things like that to people. Like, I could care less.
I mean,
dude, that's one of my
things. Talking to somebody about this.
That's one of my fucking, okay.
I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and I was like, yo, if Dylan tries talking about Lattori the way he did about Logan's girl, like, it is not going to end well. I'm like, Mike's going to go catch him before they even get to the fucking event. Like, Mike's going to find him in the locker room in the damn basement prior to them walking out.
Yeah.
That's my fucking point. Yeah, dude, he doesn't want that smoke. I don't even think he wants that pre-hype build-up smoke. I mean, he just says shit just to stay relevant. I mean, the motherfucker has called out Bane before, dude. Bane's, what the fuck, dude? Like, what the, I don't know. But
the ammo,
going back to your comment, yeah, well, yeah, there's that, dude. If he'll
the
take
ammo
it,
isn't
go beat
there
the
for
shit
my
out of
wife
him, but,
like it was for Logan.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing he could like find, like, you know, fuck him, bro. I don't know.
And if there is something that could be found, I'd like to know about it.
He might do you a favor. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just, you know, I'll argue with my girl about it, and then we'll get over it. I can let the old shit pass, you know.
100%.
We built a good life for ourselves.
Let's talk about this for a second. So what about, you know, Jamal Hill was on our show recently. And caused a huge stir up, dude. Yeah. And it really wasn't as big of a stir up that he caused, because I don't think anything that he said was wrong, right? He said, look, I'm underrated. The pound for pound rankings are fucked up. You know, they favor people. But then the problem was, as people kind of went back at him, this motherfucker starts going off. He's been beefing with 80% of Twitter for like 2 weeks at this point.
Yeah.
Jamal's arguing with everyone, even people who compliment him. He's like, but that's like really high level to me. I feel like in the conversation I had with Jamal, I got to learn a lot about him and why he became the champion. And like, he taught me a lot of things just talking with him, where if you think you're giving him a compliment, he'll take it and be like, look, anybody can flip that and make it this or that. And he'll tell you, like, I mean, he won't agree on anything. If you told him that his socks were white, he'd be like, I don't know, bro. He would say, well, you know, I've been walking.
These are ivory, bro. These are ivory.
Yeah,
not white.
Dude, he won't agree, which I respect the fuck out of that. Because sometimes I'm done with people and I'm like, okay. I just say, okay. Like, all right, cool.
Word.
My favorite
he don't want nobody to define him. He don't want to, and he gets taken wrong anyway. Like, he's slept on, you know. He doesn't get the respect he deserves. You ain't defining who that guy is. He knows exactly who the fuck he is. That's probably why he's a little bit combative.
My favorite was somebody said, "Hey, bro, I want you to humble, you know, Alex." And then he goes off with 2 paragraphs talking about, I ain't need to be humbled for shit, and this and this and this. And then the dude responds, he's like, yo, champ, I had your back. I was saying you need to humble Alex. And fucking Jamal shreds him to pieces.
Mike, do you ever see comments that piss you off? Like, the social media piss you off? Like, people can't hurt my feelings, bro, because I'll be like, that's a pretty good diss. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I'm shit about that or something. Like, dude, I can hurt my feelings worse than you can, you know? So that shit goes right off. What about you? Like, does any online trolling shit?
Maybe I used to 5 years ago, but for a while it's been like, you know, you can, if they're honest about something, you got 2 sides to comments. One side is complete bullshit. It's like, it has nothing to do with anything, and you shouldn't even think about it ever at all. So it's like, you just ignore it, and it's easy because it's like no one's even going to care about this lie. Or even if it's a funny joke, but usually funny jokes have truth to them. So,
yes.
So that's the other side, right? Is like a truthful, constructive criticism, or like a comment that you have to see and be like, okay, I need to fix this or change this or make this better for myself and for everyone who's watching me, you know? So they say my arc story is pretty good. I'm getting better. I'm getting wiser. And, you know.
Well, man, I don't even really see anybody talk shit about Mike Perry. And if anyone does, it's like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
The comments have been very positive. I have been trying to show a lot of love to my fans, and you know, they reciprocate it, and then you get there's some people that have comments on posts that don't have much traction, and it's like, oh, there's a small group of people somewhere just hating because they just don't have it like that. So, you know, those ones you can just ignore and be like, I'm over here doing my thing, and like, you know, some people are watching. And that's another thing too, is like, as the fighter, I'm gonna get in there and fight none of these other people talking are gonna do that. So,
you know, I was talking to my wife about this, I don't know, a couple of days ago. And I was just telling her, you know, like people, you know, shit on me on the pod. They shit on, you know, other people on the pod. But overwhelmingly, the comments have been extremely positive. Like people are loving it. They're like, I can't believe this hasn't blown up yet. Like they love the way that it's just like three guys just hanging out and talking, right? Like we always make the guest feel comfortable. Like when Benavidez was on last, somebody was like, you know, it was really cool. Like they thought Benavidez was like a co-host of the show because he was so comfortable, right? And like that's the greatest thing that I think we've pulled off, like as a trio, is that the guests are now calling us. They want to come on the show because they know they can just come kick it and not be fucking harassed with like journalistic questions and, you know, the same basic bullshit that they're doing. But I was talking to my wife about this and I was like, you know, they fucking love Mike. And she's like, I love Mike too, but what is it that everybody loves about Mike? And I was like, here's the thing that I think it is. I was like, Mike's an animal. He'll fight anybody at any time. He's a brawler. So everybody loves that and respects that. But the bigger story arc, in my opinion, is the fact that how he's grown up. He's now got the wife. He's got the kids. Like his TikToks when he's dancing with the kids and doing goofy dances and shit blow up, right? And like people love that Mike Perry. They love the crazy Mike Perry, but they also love like the fun family Mike Perry as well. And I was like, I think that's why he's evolving into a superstar, really, in my opinion.
There's a lot of stuff there. Mm-hmm. The thing with comments, dude, I've told people this. I gotta follow you on TikTok. It's baseball on there for me.
Hold on, because I only post a TikTok like when I'm about to fight. Like I'll post one. I only have a couple of TikTok videos. I only post one when I'm about to fight. And my TikTok, people just started realizing that I had one for a couple of the videos that I did, and they like. So I'm not big into TikTok because TikTok is a rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. If I get on TikTok and start scrolling, my brain gets trapped in this vortex and I can just sit there and I'm like, oh my God, I got to get rid of this shit and put it down. Like Instagram is a little more people between like 23 to 43 and I don't know. We try to hit. TikTok has pop and cop topics though. Like whatever is happening, TikTok is like the number one. If you want to search for something in an area that you're in, if you want to find a brunch spot or something like that, like TikTok's got the videos out. People have been everywhere. But
go ahead. Sorry.
Nah, but it's too much, and TikTok people are making so much money on it, but I'm like, how are you on there every day?
Yeah. TikTok's not really my thing at all. I use it to like search up when I figured out. So working in the social media industry like I do, TikTok's algorithm, that's what you mean by the rabbit hole. Instagram will throw you all kinds of shit. TikTok's pretty much fucking targeted content, and their algorithm is so fucking good that you can like search something twice and all of a sudden your feeds is going to be filled with really, it's like a high hit ratio on stuff that you actually retain your attention on. That's me. So when I'm like looking for a fucking clip now, I go to TikTok and I just hit, Yamamoto pitching. I got into I was like, they have fucking pitching porn on here, bro. You know, like baseball shit. I could watch that shit all fucking day. So I know exactly what you mean. Go down a baseball rabbit hole. I don't know.
He does mean baseball videos and not actual pitching porn. I don't want everybody running to TikTok right now to look for fucking pitching porn.
Baseball, guys. We're throwing baseballs.
Listen, you got to be careful.
Hey, so I got to hear this, Mike. I got to hear this, Mike. What happened in Miami, bro? Because you were telling me a little earlier, and I was like, hang tight. I was like, I haven't heard this shit, so give me the lowdown on what happened in Miami.
So when we got there, I mean, we tried to do a little shopping. I like to do some shopping in Miami. Went and got my wife a Chanel and got us some Dior stuff. It was nice. And we had some plans to go do some things, have some babysitters. We got to play golf at Trump Doral. Beautiful 18 holes. It was amazing. Or we didn't get to finish the 18 holes. It was later in the day. We didn't get to finish. We were 20 minutes behind schedule. But that was beautiful. I really enjoyed that. And then we hit a couple of clubs and went out. And Mom and Dad, me and Tori don't get to do that all the time. And we were able to do it. And we went to Live to see Travis Scott, but he didn't. We left at like 3:20. I was drunk. Left at 3:20 a.m. and he came out at 3:30 a.m. In 5 minutes. People said he was out there on stage for 5 minutes, and so I mean it was all the same to me. And then when we walked outside to get my car, right? Like I guess we went to the wrong section. I'm drunk, whatever. I'm waiting for a black car, black SUV, and this guy's like, "Come on, come on!" And like we get in the truck. My wife gets in, I get in. And I'm like, I'm looking at my app, like I wasn't gonna look for the guy's name. I never asked the person's name. I'd be like, what's my name? Or like I'm waiting for him to say my name. He doesn't say my name. He's like, I can take you. I'm like, no, I already paid for this shit. It don't work like that. And like, dude was so I'm like, fuck this. He starts driving. I double click the back door. I open the fucking door. And like while he's driving, so thank God he stopped. He stops, and me and my wife get out. So at Live, like we were at the one entrance, and we had to walk to the other side, which is at the Fountain Blue, and the other side where all the car parks or whatever. And as soon as I get out the truck, this dude who works with FRM, he's one of Malky's drivers. He sees me. And he's like, Mike, hey, what's up, man? I'm one of Malky's drivers. He sees me get out of this dude's truck, and he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm looking for my fucking car. He's like, oh, it's on the other side. I'm like, dude, this shit says it's like right here. But it was like 100 feet away on the other drive path. So he walks me through the hotel. Shout out to Malky's driver, this bald white dude, man. He walks us through the fountain to the other side. And that driver drove to the other side and was like, come on, get in. Malky's driver's like, bro, that's the same dude. And then we found my car and we got in, but bro tried to kidnap me. And then we go to the bare knuckle fights. I actually fanboyed a little bit over Tracy McGrady. I saw this dude walking. I'm like, bro, are you Tracy McGrady? He was like, yeah. T-Mac. I was like, bro. What? Oh, what the fuck? I was like, what's up, bro? I'm the king of violence, bro. You the king of basketball. Let's go. And, him and Jordan and Shaq. Those are the top three for sure. But
not enough people talk about T-Mac no more. That's crazy. Keep going. Sorry.
And then, I was getting lots of love from fans and stuff. I was getting pretty drunk. I think I took a few chilled shots of Clase. And I was so nice all night. I think it's like a bottle. I always think about this analogy when it's like the bottle fills, whether with anger, you bottle stuff in, and then the top pops and there's nothing. It's just out. So we're in the club. Latori's got to be drunk because she's sitting there quite angry looking. She's a tough look. She be looking so angry, mad sometimes. I think I taught her that. Because I be having a rough look on my face, I guess. So we just two angry birds sometimes, but we be happy, I guess. I don't know. And she was looking mad because other women exist. And I wasn't doing anything. I was being so good, so cordial. I wasn't doing nothing, bro. It was just people were around and I was in trouble. I was just in trouble because there was people around. Mm-hmm. We end up taking some shots of Patron. We get some champagne and da-da-da-da-da. We drink. It switches. That bottle, that top popped. Me and her arguing as we're leaving. We're walking out early. I left my bottles. I'm chilling with some of the FRM guys, and they're going to walk me out to the cars. And me and Tori are arguing a little bit. We like to argue, and then we go home and have makeup sex. It's fun. But then we walk outside, bro, and there's like 10 or 15 police officers right there. And I started bad-mouthing the cops. And I'm like, F the police. And they're looking at me like they want to shoot me and tase me. And I'm like, and then the people who work with FRM, they were like telling the cops, please. And then they were looking at me. They were begging me, chill out.
Yeah, begging, please stop.
But look, I was thinking I was going to go on. I was saving it for this, right? Where I could be like, hey, man, I want to apologize to those guys. But at the same time, I keep thinking about Conor McGregor. The double champ does what the fuck he wants. And I'm like, at the same time, these cops was trying to start some shit and get in between me and my wife arguing like I'm gonna fucking physically fight my wife, and that's just not gonna happen, bro. Like, if anything, she's gonna claw my face up and I'm gonna run away and scared or something. So, like, you know, they were trying to like nitpick at her, like, hey, is everything okay? Is everything? And they would separate us, and they were like, you guys got to take different Ubers and shit. So, and a little bit of personal business, but that's a normal night in the Platinum House, you know. And I always pay really well to the babysitters to watch the kiddos. So
good.
God bless Latinas, dude. Shout out to Latinas.
She's one of the few people that I think would be favored in a fight versus Mike.
She's a great mom. We've been watching this show, this about a female kingpin. It's super badass show. It's Griselda. I think it's super popular right now. A lot of people are watching it. You know, and it's like, Pablo Escobar is like, they have a quote, and it's like, I'm not afraid of anything, but her, she scares me a little bit. You know what I mean? Because
look,
it's classic,
women in general can be way more nasty and way more vindictive than men. That's just a fucking fact.
Toughest men in the world, that's our only weakness, is our woman. Right. And then, like, me and my mom and my wife, we were talking about Robin Givens today. Mike Tyson, Robin Givens, their relationship, and my mom said something like, oh yeah, he almost killed his wife. And I'm like, hold on now. Robin Givens was a psycho who played Mike from the beginning just to get that money and divorce him and take it all from him. And she, you know, you got to watch out. Some of these women be like, they be like punching you in the face, like, help, don't hit me, oh my God. Like, you got to look at the bigger picture here, okay? Because, I mean, I've been in that situation where, no, listen, bro. If a girl wanted to fight me, I don't care if it's the best female fighter in the world. Let me punch her in the face one time. I'm not doing it, though. I ain't going to do that. But I'm saying there will be physical evidence of physical altercation.
So there's two sides of this, in my opinion. One is there's women that can make you a lot better person, right? You find the right woman, you become a better person because of that, which we've obviously seen with LaTory. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side of that shit, man, women create more problems for men than any other fucking thing. Pussy always does it. And there's nothing worse than a woman scorned, bro. You do not want a pissed off woman in your life.
You know, it's men's fault, though, because...
Of course it is.
We respect I love the fact that my tiny little wife will sit there and she won't back down. She would never back down. She would like a Jamal Hill. She's never, ever going to agree with me. I tell her exactly what she wants to hear, and it's still not okay or It's fucking, yeah, but this, yeah, but that. And I'm like, you motherfucker. I can't win. I can't win.
That's what keeps you coming back, though, dude. Because then it's like, I'm not saying women are like video games, but like relationships like that, dude. It's like if everything's just perfect all the fucking time, like, yeah, it's great. But like, that's what keeps people in those relationships, makes it like it's kind of normal, bro. It's like this game's not even completed yet. Like you said right there, like, I can't win. Just keep trying. Gets you addicted.
Look, it's no different. It's no different than your relationship with your boys, right?
Yeah.
Like, we all gonna argue and get pissed off at each other, right? At some point, and then you fucking make up and you get over it. It's no different than your woman. Like, anybody that says, "Hey, I got the happiest relationship and we have no issues," like, I don't trust that motherfucker.
Or he's cheating or some shit. You know.
The men are different, though. We can actually.
Yeah, they are.
We can hit points and like we'll agree to disagree or like something like that, you know. And
a woman's gonna be like this, especially Latinas. She's not gonna fucking argue the point. She's gonna try to find something that just hurts your fucking feelings. Right. That's
no.
The thing about guys, though,
my wife don't do that though. She's not just gonna say the most vile thing to me because that shit would really hurt me. Like she don't try to, but I do it a little bit to her sometimes. I be saying some mean shit just to say some mean shit because I can't do anything else. I say some mean shit, but I apologize for it later, you know. I feel like she don't apologize.
The funny thing about guys, right, is like we can get so mad, dude. We punch each other in the face, and then tomorrow we text each other, and it's like, "Hey, you good, bro?" And it's like, "Yeah, I'm good." You? It's like, "Yeah, all right." And then you fucking have drinks the next night like nothing happened, right? With women, bro, like they just say one thing that the other one takes like the wrong way, right? Didn't even mean it wrong, and then bitches won't talk for 3 months.
30 years. Try that. And then they'll see him 30 years later and still hate him and fucking. Yeah, no.
Oh my God.
All right, so Mike, I was telling you this earlier off camera. So you haven't seen this, but so Adin Ross is running a stream, right? And he likes to gamble and do all the shit. So he has 21 Savage come in, okay? And it's all on camera. And they're playing high card, right? So they spread all the cards on the fucking table. It's all being streamed the whole time. And they pull high card. And they're playing, I don't know how much they're playing. It's a lot, right? So Adin Ross is up like 250K. And then they do it again, and 21 Savage flips the script and goes up 400K, from down 250 to up 400, all right? So then Aiden's producer comes in, and he's like, yo, and he's literally showing him the cards, right? And they're looking at the cards, and they're like, they're scratched. Like the queens, jacks, kings are all scratched, right? And Aiden's like looking at it, and he's like, fuck. He's like, check the six. Six ain't scratched. It's all face cards. And so Aiden's like, what the fuck, bro? And he turns around, and he looks at 21 Savage. And this one, you know, he's fucking guilty as hell. He goes, come here, and he shows him. And all 21 Savage says is, well, what you want to do about it? Well, then they go back and they break this whole shit down and replay, right? And 21's, look, Aiden's looking at the camera, and 21's pointing at the fucking cards, and his boy switches the fucking deck to the marked cards. And then not only that, the scratches are so small that his boy is literally, every time Aiden turns around, his boy is pointing at one of the scratched cards. And then he pulls it up. And that was some shit, bro. Like, I don't care if you like Adin Ross or not. You know, you could think he's a fucking, you know, whatever. But man, that was fucking blatant shit right there. He robbed that motherfucker blind. The problem is he was fucking stupid enough to do it on live stream where people break it down and see it.
That's what I'm. So is that? Like, I know who Aiden is because you see him fucking everywhere, but I don't know why he's like he's just a streamer.
They're streamers, right? Like him and Kai, Adin Ross, Kai, the Neon dude, the other one. That we said
Speed. I know the soccer one.
Speed's funny. Speed's funny as hell. These guys are streamers. They're making so much money. They're giving each other gifts like Richard Millie, like it's nothing. They do it all the time. Good for them, man. I'm super happy for those dudes that they found a stream like that. Their revenues and they got fan base. But like I've never even seen. I only see a couple clips of their shit. I don't even know where people watch stuff like this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Same, because they're always
their fan base sits there and watches it all day. These guys stream everything they do.
It's crazy. Cause I worked with streamers that like.
But shout out to 21, man, for trying to fucking come up on the game like that, because he's still. Somebody actually told me, I didn't know what happened, but like my friend was hitting me up. He's like, "Oh, 21, how you that rich?" And 21 still out here scheming and shit. And I'm like, that's how the rich stay rich. What are you talking about? Try to get one up on the game, bro. So, and then he's gonna ask Aiden, so what you want to do about it?
Hey,
so just no one got paid. Maybe it was all a skit. Maybe it was all bullshit.
That's what I was gonna get at. That when you asked that, Bags, you're like, well, why would you do it on stream? That's what I'm fucking wondering. Like, and I'm not one of those people. I see something, I'm like, that's fake, always fake. But no, like right there, bro. Why the fuck would you do that on a fucking stream? I'll
say this: I watched the slow-mo breakdown, and the way he was like pointing at cards and shit when Aiden wasn't looking. So I really don't think Savage is fucking intelligent enough to pull that off and be like a fucking, you know.
He's the one that ended up being like from England or something, right?
Setting up the deck, the switch, the whole cheat is Ocean's 11, bro. Like the schematics is going on, or what's the other Hangover, and the dude's head is just thinking about all the numbers and he's counting. To pull that off, 21 Savage, I mean, he might be really smart, bro.
what if he just kind of told on himself? He's been doing that for fucking ever. That's why it looks so cherry, and that's why Bags can't figure out. I don't know if it looked kind of fucking like he was pretty good at it. I don't know, bro.
I think it's real.
Or it's just,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Good at it. I think it's real. And so they broke down another one because they said that he brought loaded dice as well, bro. Because fucking he was rolling. He'd hit 10-7, 10-7, 10-7 with these loaded dice, right? So then somebody was like, "Yo, he got Kai with them dice too on live stream as well." So they're gonna have to go back and check that shit.
There you go. That's what I mean. He just busted his habit, bro. What the fuck? But he's the rapper from England, right? That no one knew. Yeah, he got arrested.
From England.
Yeah,
he's British.
That's how I know about him. Like, he was always like the gangster. I don't know much of his music. He got like arrested, bro. And they were like, I only know this from like Twitter news and shit, but they were like, yeah, it was a huge fucking thing. They're like, dude, this guy's like a fucking English gentleman, dude. Like, so there were all kinds of memes. Anyway, yeah, he's English. He's not from like.
I want to hear y'all's thoughts on Dustin Poirier. Have you guys been following I mean, I'm sure you have, but the drama between that, it's on, it's off. We didn't know there was a contract. Like, what's going on there?
He dipped his fucking foot out of it, I think.
Yeah,
go ahead, Mike.
No,
I'll go real quick.
Man.
Okay.
Go ahead,
okay.
man.
I think, dude, it's one of those things where it's like agreed upon. It was like agreed upon, but not signed. He got kind of cold feet probably because he wasn't getting paid what he wanted. I don't know. That just looks like one of those situations to me, but I don't really care because they got it done. So looks like he probably what's that?
Who was the original fight supposed to be against?
Him.
Saint Denis.
Yeah, Saint Denis. So they said it was off. Then it was like maybe back on. No, it's off. And then no, it's still same fight. That's what I mean by I think he kind of like pulled back a little bit, and then they paid him what he wanted, and he signed that fucking day. When that news broke, they got that shit done quick.
I think I don't know if the numbers really changed. Especially because it's UFC. I know Dustin Poirier has a lot more going for him where he can negotiate in UFC, him and his management, but I don't think it was like that. I think it was they called Dustin, told him his opponent was out, and then he's like, oh, damn, so is the fight off? Maybe there was 2 calls in between with the management talking. Then they called Dustin, tell him. Then they hung up. Then they get another call. Oh, we could fight this guy. Or Dustin was thinking maybe I'm not going to fight someone else, or maybe he heard the name and he was like, I don't want to fight that guy right now. Or, but then I see Dustin being like the rest of us fighters who are like, oh, it's time to get paid. We've been preparing for a fight. It doesn't matter who it is. And, so I think it was just, and Dustin, what did he say? He was in the air? Or he was on a plane or something, and then he found the news and was like, oh, the fight is on. Sorry, guys. It was a little weird, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. And it's interesting to hear from you because you've gone through, you've done this. So, you
but
have
I don't be like, no.
I know, but you still kind of, you get, right when I said, my idea, that's most fans thing. They're like, oh, he got paid finally. Poirier's fighting down.
Because Twitter has more power in these fights than I used to think. And it's like, so he tweeted to say, oh, guys, my fight's off. And then that was push the agenda. And then they were like, oh, we need to make this happen. I don't know.
Okay, so he posted this. He's like, I'll just read the tweet real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
He goes, my fight's off. That was early in the morning, I think. My fight's off, but still working. It's just a picture of him in the gym. And then, I don't know, 24 hours later or something like that, 12 hours later, while everyone's freaking out, he goes, and then Saint Denis had already kind of made his spill about it too, but Dustin says, sorry, folks, I jumped the gun. I couldn't get a hold of my manager for a few days. I just spoke with him and Hunter. Misunderstanding on my part. Fight is on. See you March 9th, Miami. So take that. Yeah.
Sounds like a bunch context. Of Dustin. Now, Dustin. Mm-hmm. Now it's something.
Here's what I find odd is that the UFC, I don't know any other organization that would announce a fight without a contract fully signed by both sides. But the UFC seems to do it on a regular basis, and it seems to be like the mentality of, oh, well, we're the fucking UFC, and if we tell two guys they're fucking fighting, they're fighting, right? They're just going to sign the contract. Because I've got info that Ilya and Volk, that fight was announced for the title prior to Ilya not only signing the contract, but signing a UFC contract. He was out of contract with the UFC. They announced the fucking Volkanovski fight, right, which is the biggest fight coming up. And they didn't have a fucking... He wasn't even with the UFC at that time under contract, which is wild to me.
Yeah. Well, so the common theory on why the UFC does that usually, like when they announce a fight, people get all pumped, and like Paulo Costa is kind of one of these guys, like comes out, shout out, Paulo's dope, but you know, he'll come out and be like, I didn't sign that shit. But the UFC will leak that fucking news or announce it to like strong arm you into doing it. So then you're like, maybe you're kind of, nah, that's not the fight I want or something. So you go, nah, but they just announce it. Now everyone's going to think you fucking ducked if you pull out, even though it's not official. So it's strong arming. That's always the theory. I don't know if that's true.
What's your thought, Mike?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what people think. The business gets done between these guys. I mean, there's got to be. I think that when they do that, like a guy like Paulo Costa, he's doing business outside of his fights. He's a popular guy for pictures and for advertisements or whatever he does to get paid outside of fighting. But there's nothing like that fight check. But some people, I don't know how many people in the UFC think they're getting paid good or fair, and they're actually getting underpaid quite a bit compared to what some people would pay them outside. Or they just, they want the show. They want that. A lot of other fighters aren't interested in just going to a boxing or a kickboxing or a bare knuckle. They like the full mixed martial arts. And UFC is the best place to do MMA. On camera, you're going to get the most views, and people are going to get to know you that way. So, I know if they did that and my manager had anything to do with it, he'd be like, oh, guess what? Now we're not doing it unless you give us this amount of money.
Right.
But it's the UFC. They can do whatever they want.
They'll ice you. They'll just, because they usually have to offer you two fights a year. And then so they'll offer you some dog shit fight. You're like, no, I don't want that one. And then they'll ice you to just put you on the bench for 2 years. It depends, like case to case, but this is interesting. What the fuck is this?
You want to know what I heard about the meeting
with
Feldman and Dana?
Yes.
Yes, please. Yes.
I didn't hear this from a most reliable source, but there was a drunk guy, and he said the
most reliable sources. Yeah.
And he was talking to somebody credible, and he said something about there was an offer made to purchase BKFC.
Interesting.
And I think it was a low ball offer. $200 million for the BKFC.
This is.
Hey, can I expand on that a little bit?
And please. Feldman said no.
Damn.
Yeah, I want to expand on that a little bit because that's very interesting. I was on. This is probably 3 months ago, and it was when we were still planning on doing your fight production, bare knuckle. Right? We've since moved on from that, but I had a guy that was on my boat that's very connected, and he was very, very drunk, and he was texting Dana about this, okay? And he was like, yo, my boy's starting a fucking fight league, and it's going to be bare knuckle, and it's Mike Perry and this. And Dana responded immediately, I don't give a shit about bare knuckle. I'll never touch bare knuckle. Like, it's not even, in the realm of shit. Although he's got slap league.
That's what I was going to say. What the fuck?
Right? So I find that funny that I heard this was like 3 months ago, and then you're hearing that now.
Well, Dana don't have to give a shit in order to think.
Of course he doesn't.
It's a business move. He don't have to give a shit. Slap, every day he says, Slap, you put all the sports together and it doesn't fucking it doesn't even come close to what. I don't watch that shit at all. I don't even watch the clips. Some people might like watching these two fat bastards slap each other. I remember there was two really big guys facing off and they were going to have a slap. And I was like, damn, I kind of might want to watch this one. But then I think I saw a little bit on Instagram and I was like, oh, they're terrible. Mm-hmm. So who watches that, bro?
Well, see, I think, first of all, I don't give a fuck about slap. Like, people.
Me and Connor should do it. I'll do a slap competition if it's me and Connor. He said something about it, like me and him would slap. He can have. We flip a coin. The first slap, second slap. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's do the slap.
You hear that, Dana? You pumped in that one. He'll buy that one. Fuck Connor versus Mike slap contest.
What, they gonna pay me $10,000 for that one? They don't even pay people $10,000 for that shit.
Well, good. You're fucking. I don't care. Like, people get so hurt about the fucking slap thing. Like, it's just egregious.
Maybe
I'm like, dude,
that's
these
what
guys
he
signed up
needs.
for it.
When Dana says it doesn't get touched by anything else, it's because all the other professional athletes are getting paid for the work they do, and then the slap shit, they're getting paid $2,000, and they're getting revenue based off the views they might get. I don't know how many million.
Well, dude, so I work, in social media and like these analytics things. I almost guarantee you, like, when Dana says that stuff, like it's the most viewed sport in the world, dude, you can cite social media metrics in just like any other stats. You can angle them to make them look way bigger. So, like, I'm like positive he doesn't believe. Well, no, I'm positive he believes that, but it's probably someone telling him that. Like, oh yeah, it's just crushing like this. I'm not saying he's dumb. I'm saying, like, that's
hold on. Let's be careful, because Dana. I mean, come on, Dana, rip us a new ass, bro. We would love for you to say, I don't fucking care about the Overdogs podcast or Mac Malley or Platinum or I don't fucking
have a problem
care.
With the slap. I don't have a problem with the slap. If you don't like it, like, don't watch it. I don't get why people get so butthurt about it. Like, they're mad, like he's evil. I'm like, dude, there's people that needed $2,000 that they could slap someone to sleep. Like, if they're hitting each other in the face, that's still I don't give a fuck. It's a free country. Let someone go get knocked out with a slap. I don't give a fuck. I don't get why people get so hurt about it. No. In slap, that would end right away. Like, the fans basically want that. Like, the people that shit on it all the time. Like, bro, if someone wants to fucking get knocked out by some mechanic that needs $2,000 as well, fuck it. Okay. I don't know.
Let me check these points, man.
But yeah, the slap thing,
How about the Super Bowl? Who y'all got in the Super Bowl?
I'm going to go Niners over the Chiefs.
Please. Brock Purdy winning that as the lowest paid starting quarterback. Gosh. He's 65th out of like 71 quarterbacks in pay salary. That's fucking insane, dude. So 90% of the backups get paid more than him? LOL.
Look at the Panda. I just realized King of Violence. What the fuck?
What is that?
I smell blood.
So, Mike, you know, we own the Campai Pandas. It's an NFT collection. So we wanted to make you a custom honorary panda.
My goodness.
For you. Look, he's got the face tat. He's got the King of Violence hat.
That's fire.
The chain.
Considering I just misplaced that other NFT. What the fuck, dude? You're like, send me your ETH. I sent it. Oh, wait, you got to do all this NFT shit.
All right, so Mac.
Yeah.
The Campai Pandas are worth like $5,000 a piece at the cheapest. Okay? Mm-hmm. They go way up from there. And so I'm like, Mike, I'm going to send you a panda, bro. And he's like, cool. And he sends me his Ethereum address. And I send it to him. And he sent me the Coinbase Ethereum address that just goes to Coinbase. So he's lost his fucking panda for $5,000. At least we got somebody looking. We got somebody trying to hunt it down.
Just searching the vast, endless internet for it.
Dude, I feel like shit about that, bro. Like, I don't know
we'll see if we can get it back.
And then I opened the Web3 and it's still like I couldn't see any NFT data or anything.
But that is your official honorary Mike Perry Panda that we made for you. I'll make sure that we get my guys with you to make sure we get it into the correct wallet so you can have it.
That's amazing, bro. You're the best, man. I fucking love you, Ice Bags.
Love you, bro.
Best, man.
Love you, bro.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Mac, will you pull up the Ilya card?
No. I absolutely will. I absolutely will. And also, Mike, I agree with you. Bags, I was never like a NFT crypto guy. And, we've talked about this, but you are the shit, bro. We appreciate all this shit. Let me see here. UFC. Hey, how about Renato Moicano's fucking post-fight? He beat. That's the best one ever, bro, in my opinion.
Shout out. He got Connor to tweet about it. Said, shout out to
Connor
his pops, 62 years old, still popping them out. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Oh, is that what he said? What the fuck?
Yeah, and then, why is everybody doing this to fucking Ian Gary, bro? Moicano posted a picture of him as Gary with his wife and kid. Like,
they're the sweetest people in the world, man. I'm fucking telling you. Like, you've been around.
People post something like that.
I know, like, bro, it's gross.
Like, is that fight even a possibility? Is it Moicano fought at what, 155?
Yeah, no, Ian's like a welterweight, and if anything, as he gets old, like middleweight, he's not going down to 155. He could never make 155.
Nice.
He's a big dude. He's a big dude.
All right, here's the thing. While you pull that card up,
I have it whenever you're ready.
Here's the thing about Ian Gary. He has no fucking self-awareness. I very seldom see a person in the public spotlight that just has no self-awareness and says stupid shit over and over and over again without like understanding that it's fucking,
or that it's gonna you're putting your hand in the fire.
You're pissing people off.
Yeah, like at some point, just leave it alone. Like,
well, I think
fucking
him
don't say
versus
shit then.
Jeff Neal is gonna be a really good fight.
Banger, yeah. I mean, because now, if you think about it, though, it's huge publicity for him. If he can continue to win, this is all going to be a net positive. I mean, everyone wants to see him get clowned now.
Yeah.
You let me know if you want me to go up the card or.
Yeah, give us a card, homie.
Okay, so.
What card is this? UFC.
This will be 298. Pretty big banger here. Let's start with. Some of these are good, but. We don't need to rant about those. Merab versus Henry. That's a fucking banger. We've actually talked about that one before. What do you guys think?
Mike, go ahead.
I think Henry stuffs the takedown. I think Henry is strong, and he already came back, and it didn't go his way. He's looking really strong. On some videos I saw, and Merab is like a cardio guy. That's not gonna matter against Henry in 3 5-minute rounds. I think Henry is the more technical wrestler. Do they not wrestle and they stand there and strike? No, Merab's probably gonna try to shoot a lot. I think Cejudo wins. I like Merab, but I think Cejudo wins that fight.
What about you, Bags?
I like Cejudo a lot. Bank it.
I'm not going to go on a huge spiel here. Mike, you hit a lot of those points right there. That's kind of my point. When you have two really strong wrestlers, Merab's gas tank, Henry's the better wrestler overall, but Merab with the gas tank, it's relentless takedowns. That's how he gets so many takedowns. He's like breaking records with it because he get fucking 18 in one fight because he can't hold you down. You see two people that are really elite wrestlers, Damian Maia, Ben Askren, oftentimes tend to, it's like clash a couple times on the maybe attempt a fucking takedown, then they're going to strike. No idea. If one of them can find out that they can grapple the other guy, though, I think I'm taking Merab. Sorry. And I really like Henry. I have no problem if he wins, and he probably should win, but
I don't think Damian Maia is an elite wrestler.
Well, grappler. Okay, you want wrestlers?
Grappler,
Colby and
yes.
Colby and
Jiu-jitsu,
Kamaru.
yes.
Or like when you see two elite
Colby
strikers.
Kamaru. Yes.
There you go. That's what I mean. So they banged. Like, I don't think there was even one shot until one of them got clipped. So we'll see. But I kind of like Merab. I think that dude's a fucking dog. And we were talking about, we need to get him and Aljo on the show together. We were talking about this the other day. We got to do that. That would be a banger.
And the wives.
Anyway, okay, there you go. And the wives. We got to do the wives. That's going to be a good one. I need to get me a wife real quick. Jeff Neal. Hey, wait, you want to know something? I'll
do
tell
that,
you something.
Bro. Don't ever do it.
I'll tell you something. No, fuck no. Dude, I didn't know about all this shit we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast because I had a very successful date this weekend.
Oh, yes. The date with a Latina.
Latina, let's go. Mm-hmm. Amen. Okay. Jeff Neal, Ian Machado Gary. Mike.
There's, I like how Josh was like, fuck it, I'm making my pick. That was it. Like, that was all he said. He didn't do a spiel. He didn't do a breakdown. And, like, I'm, like, thinking there's a lot of shit going on with this one. Jeff's had some tough fights. He shows skill, but, like, they also, like, when he fought Wonder Boy, they do this, Wonder Boy, like, will hit him with some shit, and then they're, like, high five in the middle, and they, like, take a break. Or, like, Wonder Boy was, like, checking on him mid-fight, like, you okay? And then he goes back to trying to punch him. Like, what are you talking about? Are you okay? Are you going to try to win the fight right now? Ian, he fought Magny. He pointed him, and he didn't try to finish him, in my opinion. And so these two guys are going to point fight each other. I think Ian's probably gonna calf kick, but Jeff's a southpaw. I don't know if Ian's a southpaw. He might be.
He switches.
Jeff's good. I think Jeff's punching ability may be a little better, but I don't think that they're gonna give Jeff a decision if it goes 3-5s. I think they're gonna give it to Ian Gary and keep that Irish boost going.
So you're saying decision?
Jeff's got to finish him. Jeff's got to knock him out, or Gary wins.
Interesting. Okay. What about you, Bags?
I got Gary. I mean, I don't know. I'd love to have him on the show because I think he's very. He's a little bit of an enigma right now.
I got the contact.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have him on the show. I think he wins the fight.
I don't think he's really wanted to talk to anyone since all that shit happened. Well, he just kind of kept his chin down and kept pushing through. I'm sure he's training.
I'm not acting like I'm like best friends with him or anything, but I work with his wife and him. He's always there too, at the karate combat stuff. Like,
true.
Bro, this guy is one of the smartest fighters I've ever talked to, and he's obsessed with it. And I think it shows. Jeff Neal, harder puncher for sure. We've seen Ian Gary get chinned before and survive. So it's there. It's susceptible to getting hit for sure. And Jeff Neal's no fucking joke, but I think Ian probably takes him out in under 2 rounds because Jeff will actually engage with him. And I think this dude's going to probably land crazy combos. I mean, some of that shit when he gets you hurt up against the cage, we've seen some like striking porn from him, dude. Like where he's just wrecking fucking like fight night combos. I'm gonna take Ian Gary under 2 rounds.
Twice now you've talked about porn after your successful date with that Latina. How successful was it? Did you have to go home and take care of yourself?
Oh, dude, she's gonna find this funny if she ever watches this shit. No comment.
Yes, good man. None of my business. No. None of my fucking business. All right, so those are our picks. So everyone's got Gary if Jeff don't fucking knock him out.
Yeah, cool. Okay, another banger. Robert Whittaker versus Paulo Costa. I mean, it almost feels like.
Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen?
Dude, should we break it down even, bro? Like, yeah, let's break it down though, because this is a banger.
Look, we have to pretend that it's gonna happen and make our picks.
Let's talk about it. Let's cross our fingers. Go ahead, Mike.
Costa.
Ooh.
I got Costa.
All right, I'm taking Whittaker here. I think I saw a stat after Drickus beat Sean that Whittaker's only lost to fucking champions at this point. Is that correct? That's what I saw.
Dude, no one beats Whittaker. He is one of the GOATs.
I'm taking Whittaker, and I think he fucks Costa up.
He lost to Duplessis before he was ever a champion.
I'm saying
but he became anyone that beat him, like Wonder Boy, at middleweight, because Wonder Boy beat him, knocked him out actually with a crazy kick, but that was welterweight. But at middleweight, yeah, anyone he's ever lost to is pretty much Izzy or Drickus now. I don't know, he's one of the most well-rounded fighters in the fucking league. Costa gets slept on a little bit because he's kind of the character he is, and he's not throwing a bunch of crazy shit, but that dude built for it. Whittaker has more tools, but I think
Izzy, right?
No,
No, he fought Rockhold.
Luke.
He fought Rockhold to a decision.
Bro. Yeah. Fucking banger though, and Rockhold showed how much of a dog he still was in that. So it's hard to quantify. It's like how good was still Rockhold, and how good. I know. See, I was gonna go back to that, and my boy Mike goes, "Come on over here, Luke."
Jazz got to put a picture of this. Not this, but I'm saying what I'm about to say. Because when I'm about to fight, I be doing curls and shit. I be trying to work on my biceps, and because I punch a lot. But like, if you look at the BKFC weigh-ins, when No Doubt Trout weighed in against Palomino got the little smaller biceps. Trout, I think he's southpaw. His right bicep was just this boulder on his fucking arm because he just jabbed so much. He's a slick boxer, man. Trout did a good job in that fight. And just boxers be having these biceps, bro. And like, I get so mad because, see, like my left bicep is better because I be jabbing with the left a lot. But these boxers be having these biceps, I get a little bit jealous, man, because I got all this muscle, but the biceps don't come out right.
Bro, okay, this brings up something. Well, it could be also his right arm's bigger, has better biceps because he's a right-handed southpaw. That happens all the time. Dustin Poirier is one of those. Like you have your power hand forward, so you can. It's boxing.
I'm telling you, they have that one. Look at these boxer weigh-ins, and they flex, and they have one huge bicep.
I've never noticed that.
Jr. was the same way.
What big bicep? Or he's
Roy
a
Jones
lead?
Both was valid though. Both was ripped up, but one was way bigger than the other. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look at that.
A jab is everything in boxing, bro.
A jab's gonna use your bicep though. I feel like that would be traps.
Look, I jab a lot. Look, it's about to pop. Well, his are pretty similar, but they're both big. What the?
That dude's just jabbing double fist, bro. Hola, verga.
Where's this guy fighting at?
Where's them? The arm wrestlers too, dude. The arm wrestlers.
Bro, like, oh god, that shit is so lame. This brings me to a quick point. I've been just real quick, dude. I want you guys to bully me. I don't give a fuck, bro. A lot of times, I need to start working out. I'm tired of hanging around fighters and shit. And like, I got pitching arms, bro. It's baseball, but fucking bully me, guys. If I don't start looking bigger,
Mac,
make fun of me.
How long ago was that you pitched, bro? Because you've had plenty of time to hit the gym since then, homie.
That's my point. See, look, I'm trying. That's my fucking point.
Latinas like muscles, bro.
No, they like. Don't worry about that, bro. They're like white guys with like a sick ass beard, bro.
Guy goes on one date and says he knows what all Latinas like.
This is my first date ever, bro.
I'm
fucking Mexico. Don't you sass me,
bro. Relax. I'm fucking with you, man.
But I'm not fucking with you. I want you guys to bully me on it.
When people tell me that they want to work out, I'm like, no, you don't.
I do.
I don't want to fucking work out. I don't want to work out. Josh,
hate working out.
I went to Destin. Josh was on my ass every morning. Up early. Let's get to the fucking gym. We do this little workout. I'm going hard as fuck. Josh over here taking breather breaks.
See, but I'm
That's why
athletic.
I like working out. It's kind of like it's a relaxing time for me. I lift a little bit. I talk to the guys. Watch some Sports Center on the TV.
I want to cry when I work out, dude. It's fucking.
I like to, yeah. I mean, when I do it, I don't know, man. I just need.
But like, there's different type of
bully me
workouts.
into
You
it.
got cardio.
That's
But
what
then you got as I get older, as I slow down the fighting, I want to take some type of something to help me lift more weights and just get like a bodybuilder and be one of these fucking guys that can't even wipe my own ass. Tell my wife to come in and wipe it for me because I can't even fucking read.
Yeah.
That would be valid.
Crime.
What's next on the cards, Mac?
Well, I'll take Whitaker for sure. Like, Whitaker should win, but Paul.
That's the main event.
That's co-main. So next we're talking about the banger. Volkanovski, Ilya.
Hang on, what was the comment?
Like I said,
Whitaker? Okay.
That's a huge fight. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I got.
You're up, Mike.
I got Ilya.
Why?
I think it's too much. It wasn't that long ago when Islam came in there. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't motivate Volkanovski for him to come back better than ever and be his best version of himself. And we all know him to be a mentally strong person. That's how he got up there to the top. And he's been doing big things. But you know, he didn't. You know, I mean, Islam just destroyed him in that fight, and that's tough to come back from after a fight like that. Like I had a banger fight with Vicente Luque. My nose got fucked up, and then I came back and I fought like 3 or 4 months later against Jeff, and it was we all know what fucking happened to me. Jeff kicked me in my fucking face, and it wasn't great. I wasn't mentally recovered. I mean, no excuses. Jeff performed, and he beat me that week. So it is what it is. But
look, I'm all over Ilya. Ilya's a fucking rising star. I love Volk. He's probably one of the best to ever do it in that weight class, but I think it's Ilya's time right now. The guy's super well-rounded. We watched what he did to Emmett. I think Ilya just fucking wants it, man. And he's got all the skill sets.
Yeah.
And it sets up an Ilya O'Malley super fight, which I fucking want to see.
Oof.
Sean's fighting everybody too. Sean's fucking arguing with everyone on Twitter, social media, responds to everybody. I like Sean.
I like Sean too. Sean, come on the fucking show.
O'Malley. Yeah, come on the show, Sean. He's a good dude, man.
Who you got, Mac?
Are we going to record another podcast before then?
No.
I got to make my pick now? Fuck.
What you waiting for? To see if Ilya drops enough
bro,
weight?
it's really not that hard, bro.
Well, that's why I'm... yeah. You know me, bro. I'm trying to get better about long form answers where I'm like trying to get my context down, all this shit. I'll take...
nobody gives a fuck about your long form content.
That's my point. That's why I said I'll fucking figure out how to condense it over a week, and I'll tell you guys next week, bro. I'll take fucking Ilya. I'll take Ilya.
3 Ilyas.
Ilya's.
Interesting. I expected somebody here to take Volk, to be honest.
Well, it's almost like the Whitaker and Costa fight, man. It's like, man, it's not really, but kind of. I don't know, bro. I think Volk, in the kind of what Mike said right there, coming back too fast from something. Mike, do you think, why do they do that? You want to get that dub back? Because, like, dude, you know when you play Call of Duty, bro, you're about to go to bed. And you're like, well, all right, last game, boys, last game. Like, let's get one more dub on this win streak. You lose, and you're like, we're not going out on a fucking loss. And you hop right back in. You stay up till 3 more and chasing that dub. Is that something?
But
I mean, because this fight is really quick.
I also think about the time frame of when you're playing against guys. You know, if it's midnight, you're playing against the best motherfuckers on
100%. Yes.
But like then at 3 a.m. you're playing against a bunch of fucking drunk idiots. And no one's good anymore. And you're like, yeah, I got the win, whatever, I'll take it. But like if you win at midnight, you're fucking winning, bro. You're playing some killers.
That's the GOAT League. Yeah. That's when everyone put their kids to bed, bro. And they finally get to go play their fucking video games. You're playing. Now,
Josh made a pick on Whitaker. And, you know, to me, it was like it was so easy to pick Costa because I just feel like he's fresher. I feel like he's strong. And depending on styles, I mean, he's had some good fights. But, like, when he fought Adesanya just was able to just poke him and pick him apart. And Whitaker that's what I thought Whitaker was going to do to Duplessis. And Duplessis he's just different. He just proved us all differently. So, you know, I don't know. I can't believe that Whitaker looked that way in that fight. So,
well, Whitaker did say he had something happening. And again, it's not an excuse, but he was like, not an excuse, but I probably shouldn't have done that. I don't remember if he was sick or something.
Manny Pacquiao said that too. Are they fighting Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather going to fight again over in the Raisin?
No way. Sakakibara lands that. No.
I mean, here's the thing, though. It's like, yeah, Mike's like, yeah, Costa's fresher. Yeah, because the motherfucker's backed out of 6 fights in a row and hadn't fought since Luke Rockhold was in the UFC. Like, he should be fucking fresh.
Whitaker, I'm saying, right? When Whitaker fought Duplessis, I thought he was transitioning into this level of martial artist that was going to come back and fight for that belt again and this and that, and it just looked way different. It looked like time had caught up.
Done. Like, Duplessis now the fucking champ, right? So, like, it really, to me, that shit doesn't take much away from Whitaker because Duplessis is that guy now, right? You know what I mean? Like, and I think most of us picked. I think me and Mac both picked Duplessis after he was on the show, just because he was so like fucking focused. Mike's like, America, me and China.
Here's another thing too. Hold on, man. It was a close fight. Another thing too is shit talk. Will Paulo Costa piss Whitaker off? Whitaker's the nicest fucking guy, but like, I know that if you pissed him off, he could fight better. And Costa, they might make jokes, but I feel like they're going to be cordial.
They will.
And I think Costa will perform better as the nice guy. His athleticism will show better if they're not all angry. So, that's what I think.
It's a great fight. It's a great card, to be honest. I mean, that's pretty much stacked from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder what Belal thinks about these things, to be honest.
Of course. And here's the thing, right? Like, we always talk about this. I don't give a fuck how much you know the fight game. You ain't going to go out there and pick every fight right. Like, shit happens. It's 2 guys in a cage, and it's just them, right? Like, so you don't know what the mental aspect of it is. You don't know how their camp's been. You don't know, like you were talking about Whitaker, you don't know the lingering injuries that they've had through camp. You just don't know. There's no way to predict this shit. And that's what's more fun about MMA versus, basketball or football or whatever other sport you want to pick.
But that's specifically why when we do this picking shit, I'm like hesitant, man. I'm always like, I can see it going either one of these ways because at the end of the day, I've always fucking said this. Stop acting like you fucking know what's going to happen in a fight, dude. It's a fucking educated guess at best.
That's it.
At best.
That's it.
But I try to be like,
of course.
100%.
And speaking of picks,
you make your pick and you stick with it. You know what I mean? Like, look, anybody like if you're looking at Whitaker and Costa, if you're looking at Ilian and Volk, if you're looking at Neal and Ian Gary, like those fights could easily go either way. But it's our job to fucking make a pick and stick with it and roll with it.
And that's the crazy part is that
is what it is.
on fight night, you're like, this could go either way, and then the fight is like a one-sided smash, or it's a boring fucking fight. I mean, I guess that could go either way, but like I was gonna say, speaking of picks and things like bets, shout out Overdogs Bet. I need to sign up for free play beta access. I need to figure out how to do that. So I gotta.
They're gonna have to hit up ice bags
because I want to win a John Jones glove.
Yeah, speaking on that right now, if you go to Twitter, at Overdogs Bet, they're doing a contest right now for an Ilia Topuria signed glove and a John Jones signed glove. Just follow the instructions on their Twitter account. You have a chance to win. Yes. And gentlemen, love both of you. I got to go handle some business.
Get that money,
obviously,
sir.
Belal will be coming on in a minute. I wish I could make it on there with him.
That's all right.
Love you guys too.
Hi.
But appreciate
I'm working on my long form answers, boys. I promise. We got this. My man, what's up, Belal?
Hey, remember the name. What's up, Belal? How are you, bro?
What's up, brother? How you been?
I'm doing well. Thank you, sir. It's been a minute.
Pranking fighters. Maybe be careful with that. Jamal Hill almost fucked someone up for that. You guys remember that video? I think he even ran at him. Jamal was going to fuck that dude up.
Yeah, Jamal, Kevin Holland, there's dudes out here, like you said. If somebody tries that with Mike Perry, like, you're going to run into one of those dudes where they're not afraid to just, like, slap you. Like, for me, I'm aware of it now, so, like, I always keep somebody with me. I have, like, a coach or somebody with me around me, or my brother or somebody, that if somebody needs to throw hands, they're going to throw their hands for me, so I don't have to. So they just walk up to you and, like, slap you if somebody does something stupid.
Yeah. What's the stupidest thing, like, fan... You know, like, what's your closest call, if there ever has been one, or just the most annoying fan?
Man, I was fighting Curtis Millender in Atlanta, and we were like at the hotel, and I was like walking I just got like a sandwich or something. It was like the day before the fight, and I don't know if it was his brother or a cousin or somebody, but he was like yelling from the top of the thing, just swearing at me, and it's like, yeah, tomorrow you're gonna die, this, and this. And I'm just like looking at him like, I'll come down and do something. And he was like at the top, because we were like in a weird hotel where like the whole, like every floor you could see people walking up. And he was just like talking. And I was like, man, I just like want to walk up and hit this dude so bad. Because you're already on edge. You're about to fight tomorrow. You're getting there. So like if he was in front of me, I think for sure I would have. Because I was already mad. I was already in that angry mode. But then my coach right away, he's like, all right, I'm about to walk out. Show me where he is. So he's like, you want to walk around the lobby waiting for this dude to walk out. And I was like, man, we're about to freaking jump this kid right now.
God damn. People be stupid as fuck.
No, we couldn't find him. But my coach, my coach is like the type that he's a fighter too. So he's fought. So he's like, you sit in the room, I'm gonna go look for him. So he's like, anytime you need to throw hands or anything, I'm gonna be the one to do it. You gotta stop doing it yourself, because you know that puts you in a bad spot.
For sure. Speaking of when you said like the top row and they were talking, it made me think that you just cornered Radke, and I'm wondering, were you cornering Radke when he had that amazing post-fight speech in the arena
in Australia?
No, like I wanted to go down there, man, but that flight was gonna be way too long because they went down to Bali like 3 weeks early, just so he could get acclimated to the time zone and stuff like that. He's very like when he talks, people don't think that he's smart, but like he's smart with everything he does. He's like acclimated to. He don't eat unhealthy. We were just in Vegas after the fight, and I was like, bro, what are we gonna go eat to celebrate or whatever? And he's like, oh, I'm gonna go get me a healthy pizza from Whole Foods. And I'm just like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm gonna go get some ice cream in your honor.
Does he still bring his dog to the gym?
Yeah, he would bring it all the time. This time he didn't bring it, but like he would have it all the time. So he's like missing him. So right away from Vegas, he flew straight to Florida. But you see all the people are going nuts about him now, saying, I don't want to do no interviews with anybody unless you guys pay me. And they're like, oh, everybody's going crazy with it. And I'm just like, bro, you're getting more attention now than you would have if you did an interview and you waited for these people to get like some statement or something from you to try to like weasel you into saying something stupid. But do whatever. Do you?
Oh, good for him, man.
Yeah,
he's trying to make a difference.
You're not required to answer like X amount of questions, are you? And I mean, of course, he's a little bit like, we've had him on the podcast and we didn't pay him.
Yeah,
and he came off just like you said. He's way more chill than I even thought. I just knew him from the one fight and then the Australian outburst, right? He explained why he was so pissed. You know, Eugene Behrman calling him a pussy when he got fucking kneed in the nuts and shit. And then 32% of your taxes when you fly all that way over to Australia is going to get taken off your fucking check. That's a thing. Like, people hate that. So he's getting booed. He's getting called a pussy. He beats Blood Diamond. He drops, shit came out, bro. You just want a fucking fist fight. I don't know.
Yeah. And he has a switch when he flips. He flips when he gets the fight. It's a switch. And it's like most fighters, every fighter has it. So I tell people too, like, that's your debut. Your debut is all the way in Australia on a huge card. You're fighting somebody from Adesanya's gym. You're the underdog. You have all these people saying this random stuff to you. So, like, of course, you're gonna react to anything.
No, he's a good dude though. I like Radke. I used to train with him a little bit. Good for him that he said that. I thought it was very in the moment and. Like revitalizing that shit was. I was happy to hear it. Yeah, fuck all you. Come down here and do something about it, you pussy ass bitch. Yeah, fuck yeah, Radke.
He let it fly, and he got the hands to back it up, man. He showed up at this last fight, bro. He's really fucking good, man. I'm excited to see where he goes.
Yeah, I'm surprised a lot of people were picking against him. Like, for me, I looked at the matchup and I thought it was like a perfect matchup for him. But a lot of the bettors and stuff were like picking against him, and I was like asking a couple of them because I know like Ian Parker and stuff. Like, bro, that's what you get for picking against them. He's like, bro, he didn't look good in Australia. I'm like, bro, first of all, you had to fly all the way to Australia. You're fighting in daytime. Like, you're in enemy territory. You're in at your UFC debut. I'm like, people are gonna wake up now to see how really good he is.
100%.
Keep it going, man. It's a tough world to keep it going. You've been on a tear. What, 8 or 9 fights now? Win streak?
We're on a 10-fight unbeaten streak, yeah.
10-fight unbeaten streak. You go, Belal. So, with that 10-fight unbeaten streak, I know you've gotten, you started doing some training with Khabib. How much? What are some of the biggest takeaways that you've gotten from working with the great Khabib the Eagle?
Man, honestly, any chance I get to work with them, like I did my whole camp for Sean Brady with them guys. So now anytime they come to America, they're at AKA or in Vegas. I was just training with Umar and a couple of guys out there. So, like, bro, it's just another level of training with those guys just because their mentality is different. I think that's what separates a lot of them from most fighters. There's no, like, weakness. There's no weak rounds. Every round is a hard round with their guys, and there's guys there that aren't in the UFC. There's guys there that people don't really know, but they're monsters. And I think what they all have is they don't want to lose a round. Like, you have those practices where you feel sore or something like that, or I'm gonna go with this guy because I know he goes light. Every single one of the rounds they're trying to win, and I don't care if it's a grappling round, striking round, jiu-jitsu round. It's like they're trying to win every round, and it maybe changed my mentality because I'm more of a, hey, well, let's play spar or like flow roll or something like that. Like, anytime I would do jiu-jitsu, Khabib would just yell, "Get up! We're not playing jiu-jitsu. This is not jiu-jitsu. This is MMA. Get up off the ground." So we would do MMA every single day. It wasn't like, all right, today's wrestling day, today's kickboxing day. It's like, no, every day is MMA. Every day is training specifically for that. Yeah, and then we have like my boys. He's a beast kickboxer, Moroccan kickboxer, Adil Benjalani, and he was sparring one of Khabib's boys. And on the feet he was lighting him up, but then Khabib's boy will take him down and he'll kill him on the ground, tap him out. And it got to like the third round, and he was like, let me spar with him because I'm tapping him out so easily. So like he stayed on the feet with him a little bit. My boy's lighting him up on the feet, and Khabib just like stopped it and he yelled at him. He said, "What are you doing? You take him down, he's like baby. But when you want to strike with him, he's beating you up. So why are you stupid? Win this fight." That's your mentality. That's going to come in practice. That's what's going to happen in the fight. What's the easiest path to victory? And like it just clicked for me, but like a lot of their guys, it clicks for them as well because hey, what are you good at? Do what you're good at. All these guys could strike. All these guys could, wrestle, do jiu-jitsu, but they're all so dominant because people are like, oh, they only know how to wrestle. But now people start realizing, oh, wait, Islam knows how to strike too. He knows how to kickbox. He just knocked out Volkanovski. He dropped Charles Oliveira. These guys got it all.
Yeah.
Ooh, dude, that actually, there's definitely like that culture of like, training up. They don't fuck around, bro. That's their fucking life. That's it. What do you think? These are your boys. I don't know. You don't have to say, but Islam seems like a second coming of Khabib. Like, I think he could end up being better, and I hold Khabib in very high regard.
Well, it's different.
Yeah, but like you said, he's got the grappling. He's got a little bit. He kicked Volk in the fucking head. Like, how fucking good is Islam, bro?
I think Islam is definitely pound for pound number one, I feel, in my book. I think he can definitely go down as one of the best to ever do it, like skill-wise. And you're training, your main training partner is Khabib your whole life. So, like, them guys are just so much better than everybody else. Khabib could still come in right now and still be a champion at whatever weight class he chooses, I feel. I just think I've seen him go with just other UFC fighters. I've seen other guys come and visit and train with them guys and then not show up back the next day because it's like everybody has ego, right? You're like, yo, I just got beat up by these guys. Do I suck? Or are they that much better? Like, when I was over there with them 5 weeks, I'm like getting killed. And I'm like, bro, I'm about to fight Sean Brady. And I like, you want to have those days of like confidence of like, all right, I beat this training partner, I beat that training partner. But I was getting tapped out by Islam every day. And it was like, man, do I really suck? Or am I just like, I'm not on that level? But I think those guys are just on another level than all these other guys.
100%.
Their jiu-jitsu and everything is because like I feel like jiu-jitsu has like areas, right? Like Central Florida, we have a lot of good jiu-jitsu guys. There's some good ones in Cali. Obviously, Russia, Dagestan. We all know that those guys come in and they kind of out wrestle everybody. See, that's why I thought you were like a Florida guy. I thought you were at the ATT down south. Working with those guys. But anyways, like you made me think of it because like the first thing you said about, so like when you're training with them, are you training with them in Cali? Did you go to Dagestan to train with them?
We did it when we both fought in Abu Dhabi. We trained in Dubai, and then I went to Cali
In Dubai.
When his cousin was fighting. So I was over there 2 weeks with them guys, training with them. So like, whenever they're in America, like whenever they're coming to Vegas for Umar's fight, so I'll be going out and training with them again too. So like they travel a lot. So whenever they travel,
was any of the because like their mentality and stuff, like I think of the Dagestan, the mountain times when Khabib was training, and you see videos of him getting woken up early in the morning, and it like is it the living quarters that make them more hungry? Like are they numbing down like how much they use money in their life to like make their lives better with better food, like ordering food? Like I get pretty relaxed over here, but do they dumb it down and make it this like rough, tough living style so that when they do the training camps, it's like that's the only thing they can focus on. That's the only freedom they get is that ability to fight and train. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I don't think it's like they're not sleeping in sand sheets, but I think they all just have, like, since they're like a huge family mentality, like they're all brothers, so they're all training together. So I think that they all want to win so much, and they all push each other so much. That's what keeps them on edge. Like they're all holding each other accountable. Like Khabib will sit there and will be at practice, and when a guy looks tired or if he looks like he's sleepy or he shows up late, like it's an army. Like Khabib will take your phone from you.
Everybody has to pay.
Yeah, Khabib will take your phone from you, and he'll like, all right. You look like you were up late last night. I'm taking your phone. I'll give it to you tomorrow. Like you're obviously doing something wrong that you're at practice tired. Or if this guy's like taking it easy or something on you, like Khabib's watching the sparring. They're having like it's not like yo everybody's sparring on the mat at the same time. It's like yo, all right, this is your sparring day. Khabib's cornering you, and my coach was cornering me, and they're watching you specifically. So you had the one of the best fighters, greatest fighters to ever do it, sitting there watching you sparring, giving you tips on what you're doing wrong, and if he sees you, hey, bro, like what's off? Like you're not getting any better. You're not doing this. They're holding each other accountable, and I think that's what separates them from everybody else. Because a lot of these bigger gyms, everybody's on their own, right? There's gyms that care about you, but if there's a gym with like 50 UFC guys, this guy got to fight, this guy got to fight, this guy got to fight. There ain't really coaches specifically like, yo, did you do your running? Did you do your this? Did you do your that? Like Khabib and all these guys, they're holding it. Yo, brother, I'm going to jog. You go jog with me. Brother, I'm doing this. You do this with me. We're doing weights. We're all doing weights together. And I think that's what separates them, just like more like a family mentality than anything.
That's what I meant by that culture. Like it's like a fucking army. You said army and accountability. Like, dude, everything they're doing is to push each other and themselves to get better. It seems like there's no fucking around. There's no fucking. You don't show up to the gym, train for a couple hours, then go. We just see everyone the next day, bro. We're going to eat dinner together. We're going to fucking go work together. Everything. I don't know. I've always found that admirable, like really inspiring, honestly.
You don't want to be the weak link, right? You want to be the guy that, hey, I helped this guy win. Like, when you see when one of them wins, everybody wins. Everybody wants to see each other win. There's no, like, jealousy of, oh, man, why is he getting all the victories? No, every single one of them want to see their brother win. And they know that, I got to be in the best shape to help him get that victory. I got to be in the best shape to help him win. I got to push him every single round. And I think that's why they're so good, because they know that, I got to help. I got to push myself to push you.
Absolutely.
So
go ahead, Mike.
Have you gotten the call? Are you fighting Leon?
I mean, we're fighting Leon. The date, I think, is just the thing that we're trying to figure out.
You haven't figured out the date, but it's going to be you and Leon.
Yeah.
Okay, so when that comes down, I mean, it's just a matter of time. It doesn't even have to be an issue, right? It's just a matter of time, because you've waited all this time, 10 fights, and you worked for it, and you're still obviously working. You seem like you're in a really good headspace. And so with that said, fighting Leon, what holes in his game do you think you can expose? Because we all know Leon to be a very smart, careful fighter.
I think that my mentality will break him. We saw it in his second fight with Usman. He was breaking. People can say whatever they want to say. He can say whatever he wants to say. I was setting up the head kick the whole time, but he was breaking in there. Mentally, he was broken. And when you have your coaches in your corner, like hyping you up, needing to hype you up, to don't let him bully you, son. Put your head up. Stop looking down. Doing this, like, you never want to hear that from your corner. If I'm another fighter, if I'm a corner, I want to be a fighter. I want to, hey, we see this. This is opening. This is the opening. Jab. Move a little bit more this way. But I think his coaches, his team, he needs more motivators than anything. He doesn't really need coaches, because I think he's weak mentally. And when I'm in his face and I'm walking him down the whole time and I'm hitting him a million times and he's throwing and I'm still walking through all of his punches, I think mentally that's where he's going to have to look to his corner, his coaches, and they're not going to have no advice for him, because they're going to do their cheerleading. It's not going to work. And physically, I'm going to break him down. Mentally, I'm going to break him down. And psychologically, I'm going to break him down.
I'd like to expand on Mike's question a little bit. So you obviously, the reason we have to say unbeaten streak is because of the no contest, where you've actually had, I mean, getting poked in the eye like that is not a benefit, but you kind of like got to move around with him. You know what he's got. So, according, a lot of people on the internet say shit like, and you get too much shit on there. I wanted to ask you about that later as well, but they thought Leon was clearly on his way to beating you anyway. It wasn't early enough in the fucking fight to determine that. So, like, what would you do differently, or tell those people, like, you would change, like, or whatever? You get my point.
No, I know what you're saying. People are going to say whatever they want. Yeah. They're going to say, oh, man, he was killing you that first fight. But he's literally the poster boy for why there's 5 rounds, right? If that was the case, he was getting killed by Usman for 4 rounds, and we didn't need the 5th round. But he won in the last 30 seconds of the 5th round. For myself, I get better as the fight goes on. We literally had 1 round, and it was a 10-9 round. People haven't even seen the fight for them to say, oh, man, you got killed. Because it's just like a narrative, right? Leon said he was going to kill him anyway, so I believe Leon. We're like, Michael Bisping says that, but Michael Bisping is the most biased person in the world, right? Like, you can say whatever you want to say, but I took that fight on 3 weeks' notice. I took that fight off of a fight with Diego Lima. I took that fight during COVID, and my coach, who's my main coach from the start of my career, he got popped for COVID when we got to Vegas, and I had to get a new corner. So there's a lot of, like, stuff that built into that, but in the end, none of that really matters, because that was whatever, 6 fights ago, and it doesn't mean anything to me because it was 1 round. Like, if I went in there and I got knocked out in 1 round, all right, well, it happens. It happened to me before. I got knocked out by Luque 1 round. We had a rematch, and I went and dominated him for 5 rounds. Like, it doesn't really – I'm not looking at that fight like, man, I'm so nervous because that one round was so difficult for me. No, I don't really take anything from that fight. I'm not the same fighter I was back then, and I still think that fighter back then will still beat the Leon now.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, people do act like you were getting like fucking stomped, like wobbled all around the cage. It should have been called off at some point. It's like, dude, that was a 10-9 round, like you said. And then, we didn't. It's not a big enough sample size.
Yeah, 100%.
Bro. I like that answer.
I've had my debut fight with Alan Joban, bro. I got dropped 3 times in the first round. I got dropped 1 time in the second round, and then the third round, I almost had a 10-8 round. So it's like, I'm not one of those guys to fall off as the rounds get deeper. I pick up 100%. As the rounds get deeper.
Well, you put it all together really well. That's one thing, is about mixed martial arts. And like you said, training with Khabib, it's like they do MMA every day. It's not mix it up and take pieces apart and try to make yourself better in one area. The whole one area is the whole putting it all together. And you have really great cardio. I'm struggling to remember. I'm sure you've been a main event. Did you go 5 rounds?
Yeah, I went 5 rounds with Luke Gade and Gilbert Burns.
Okay, okay, yes. And your cardio and your pressure, your grappling pressure. My question is, because you're Muslim, do you think that being a Muslim and staying away from drugs and alcohol and you've seen me out. We was at the casino that one time, and I be drinking. I like to drink. Does that? How much do you think that benefits your cardio? The fact that you don't put any poison in your body.
I mean, definitely, I think it benefits me a lot. Being Muslim, I think.
Do you get tired anymore?
I mean, you get tired, but it's like it builds a discipline in me since I was at a young age. Like, I pray 5 times a day. So for me, I know specific times I got to do this. I got to owe that time to God. For me, with training, I know that time is dedicated for training. So I think it just gives me that mentality already that I have to be on a schedule with all my stuff. And I have to make that time no matter what. And being Muslim, I'm not drinking and I'm not going out. I'm not partying. And that's where a lot of guys fall off. That's where a lot of guys will start to deteriorate and they shorten their careers because they do a lot more drinking, a lot more partying and things like that. And I think that's what separates a lot of the Muslim fighters from that. And just mentally too, I think it just makes me that much harder because for me, I know that whatever happens, it's God's plan. Whatever happens, if I can train the hardest I ever trained, but still, if God wants me to win, I'm going to win. If God wants me to lose, I'm going to lose. And having that acceptance, I think it takes the stress and the burden off of yourself. It takes the fear of losing off of yourself because you're like, well, I put the work in. If it's meant for me to win, if it's meant for me to get this victory, then it's going to happen. If it's not, then it's not going to happen. So I had that sense of like relief already before the fight even comes.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, always, brother.
What would it mean to you? I mean, the floor is yours. What would it mean to you to be? Your parents were from Palestine, right?
Yeah.
Palestinian.
Yeah.
What would it mean to you to, hold the belt up and be the first Palestinian UFC champion?
I mean,
it's a deep question, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially like at this time that we're going through right now, for me to fight for the title, for me to get this title shot, to get this victory for those people that they've been doing nothing but losing for the last 75 years. They've been doing nothing but losing for the last 120 days. It's been the worst times of their lives. But to see them and to see how they would react to me getting gold, to see a flag next to their name with their country flag, it'll be the greatest thing that would ever happen for me. And, it may not even change much, but it will cement that Palestinian flag in history. It'll cement that Palestinian flag no matter what. People could say they could erase it from history books, but it'll still be right there next to my name, next to UFC gold. And they'll have their first champion, and it'll be one of the biggest blessings, I think, that any Palestinian would ever want.
Mad respect, bro. Just mad respect. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Belal, who is your greatest welterweight of all time?
My greatest welterweight of all time? I mean, I'm picking GSP. But my favorite welterweight that I used to love watching was Carlos Condit.
My hometown boy. Let's go. That's a fucking OG shout out. Carlos was the shit.
Yeah, he was my favorite one coming up. But, obviously, I think I'm going to pick GSP in general with his resume and stuff like that. But, yeah, I think Carlos Condit, I would never miss one of his fights. I love his fights, his style, everything he did was great.
I have a funny story about, like, Condit being from New Mexico. If you guys care to hear, I always thought it was fucking funny.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so, like, Diego Sanchez, all the guys around here, bro, everyone's got stories about all the fighters, especially Diego, you know? But Carlos, I was at this one place one time. He's like, oh, you like UFC? I was like, fuck yeah. He's like, dude, you know Carlos Condit? And, like, this is just a stranger. I'm like, yeah, bro, of course. And he's like, bro, I got in a fight with that dude once. And I'm like, oh, dude, don't tell me you like, got in a scrap with Carlos and his boys, and you're not about to tell me you just beat up Carlos Condit. There's no fucking way. I mean, I'm looking at this guy, right? He's like, yeah, bro, it's like 4 of my homies. Like, and then he's got like 2 homies, bro. They're all fighting and shit. And then I go at Carlos, and I'm like, bro, hold up. And he's like, I'm like, you're not about to really tell me you guys fucked up Carlos and his boys, right? And he goes, oh, fuck no, dude. Carlos took out like 3 of us. Like, it was so fucking funny, bro. It was just funny as fuck, because I for sure thought he was about to say beat him up. And he was happy to admit, no, we got fucked up. Yeah, stupid, but I always thought that was funny as shit.
Have you ever trained with Carlos? Belal?
No, I never trained with him. I'd like to get around, but for the most part, I've been to Florida. Is one of the only places basically in America that I get around to, but New Mexico would have been dope. You train down there when you're with him?
Yeah. I went to New Mexico because John is the GOAT, and I was like, if I'm gonna go try to learn from somebody, and we have the same managers, so it was just like, it was really cool to me when I showed up at the gym, and like at first when I was at the gym in New Mexico, I was staying in like one of the dorm rooms they have there. So it was like, you know, it was like I was roughing it, you know? And I remember walking out of the door, and the gym is like, the cages were right below my room and shit. So I walk out, I'm looking down the balcony, and there's John. I see John. I'm like, oh, and he's like, oh, I was like, oh, but I got to train with Carlos Condit there a couple of times. I remember he was punching me. He had these gloves with fingers on them, and they look like Ninja Turtle hands. And we did a couple boxing matches together.
He was boxing with those?
Like, you know, sparring. But I think, you know, we mostly boxed because like Carlos likes to throw hands, and so do I. So we work some boxing. I remember him being really good with his range because he was long and tall. And I thought about that when you said you liked him, because you're not as tall. I mean, you are tall though. You're taller than me.
Yeah.
But like, you know, you don't fight like a guy like Condit. He's like, I want you at range, and I want to poke you and then hit you with a hard shot from the outside, and you're like a pressure fighter. You kind of, you know, kind of like me. I mean, you get your head in there and you throw hooks, and then you go for the takedowns, and you know, it's interesting that you said Condit. Who do you kind of take? Obviously Khabib, and like, who else would you try to look at and take their style and make it your own? Like, we all fighters grew up watching somebody on YouTube, right? Mike Tyson, Roy Jones. I watched those guys. I try, and I got good hands out of it, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, who do you try to emulate?
Honestly, I watch a lot of Corey Sandhagen. I like his footwork a lot. Like the way he switches stances and just like does it like effortlessly. I just like love the way he does it. And he's like very scientific when he does it. And nowadays, when he's adding in his changing levels and his setups with that, I like watching him a lot for sure.
That's really interesting. Yeah, dude, Corey's a fucking beast.
I feel good about that question. I had another one. What is yes, very interesting, because all we're talking about is like fighting and combat sports. So like, what does the great Belal Muhammad do outside of fighting and training, and like, what do you do for fun?
Man, honestly, for me, like, I like watching movies.
I am Muslim, brother. We have no fun. We work all the time. Work.
Yeah, I'm more chill than anything. I play basketball. I'll play like stuff like for the most part. I'm doing a lot of sports. I like watching football, going to football games, basketball games. But like,
do you bet as a Muslim? Can Muslims bet?
No, I don't gamble.
Okay.
No,
you don't gamble at all. That's right. You were standing there at the blackjack table.
Yeah, I'm a watcher.
You weren't playing. You were just watching. I was losing. You was watching me get my money taken.
Nah, but it gets fun though, just watching. But like, yeah.
Anything active, huh?
For the most part, I just like getting around doing stuff. Yeah, I'm not really big on anything else, but like sports and athletics.
Are you married?
No.
Still looking for.
Yeah. Once we get a belt, we'll find one.
Yeah.
A couple. Well, you're looking for like 5, ain't you?
Jesus Christ.
You got to be able to afford all 5 of them.
Listen, that's the thing. They was talking about this in Jordan. They're like, because I've been to Jordan, so that was cool for me that I got to go there, and I saw some really cool places. Forget the name of it, the rock formation with the big cave, and the people bring the camels, and the kids are out there like the best photographers you've ever seen because they take pictures of tourists every day. But like they were like, yeah, it's not like you have a couple of wives and you're having like threesomes and shit. You have 3 wives, you have 3 households, brother, and they don't see each other.
Yeah.
You just go one house to one house, and you make sure the family's okay, and you got to have a lot of money.
Yeah, you got to have the money to take care of all of them. It's not like, hey, bro, let's all like just chill in one house, sit together. That'll be your dream.
I love how much Mike Perry's genuinely like so interested in other cultures, man. He's always one of his favorite questions. I love that shit.
Everybody, man. People. Everybody knows that what the internet says because of my own mouth sometimes back in the day, and so like it's like, bro, I'm part everything, bro. Brazilian, African, American. I don't know. I don't think I'm too much Canadian. Muslim. Definitely a little bit of like all the positive things from every race and religion, bro. Bring it my way, bro. I'm here for the positivity.
Out of all the countries, he's not going to claim Canada though. Oh, jeez.
Hey, I'm sorry. I was gonna say something, but I didn't want it to be too soon before I brought it up. How do you do like crypto or like NFTs or like anything like that? Trading or anything?
I mean, I got stocks, but
you got stocks. Do you have businesses outside of fighting, like
yeah,
make you
my family had a cell phone store
revenue?
Before. We had a cell phone store, and we got some other stuff we're working on. But yeah, for the most part, that was the only thing growing up. It was like it's easy to open up a business, and it's easy to like just my brother works in this store, my cousin works in that store, my dad had his store. So that was always the business mentality, to open up your own business. My dad used to work for the city of Chicago, and he got fired like a month after like 9/11 happened because they were doing, and he was like a year away from like getting his pension, but they fired him just because he was Arab. And he was like, I'm never going to work for anybody or put that on anybody again. I'm only going to work for myself. And it made me go do the same thing where it's like, I don't want to work for nobody else but myself.
So you're already a businessman. That's great, man.
Yeah, trying.
Yeah, he deals with those hands, ideal hands. Is that Seek? That was Seek, huh? Because when we were in Vegas that time, I didn't know Seek knew you. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's my fucking boy." Did you work at that cell phone shop with him? Yeah, because you guys started rattling off those stories, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Yeah, we've been each other friends since we were like in 5th grade. Like a lot of the people that I have around me or circle around me are like people that I've known since I was kids. I don't have like a lot of like new friends that I chill with. Everybody I have it's a small circle, but it's like we've been together for 20 years, 30 years.
I could see that right there unfold right in front of me. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
No, you're good, Mac. You're good, bro. You brought me to something here. Do those people, that small circle, they get pretty rambunctious when Belal's fighting in the ring?
Nice.
Ever had any squabbles outside of the ring after you fight or when you fight, and families are starting to get involved?
Oh man, dude, the worst one is Chris Curtis. Me and Chris Curtis fought outside of the UFC, and it was in Indiana, and it was like, I think I was like 6-0 at the time, and he had like a good record. He was like 13 or something, but like he was talking all this trash. Like, bro, I mean, I'm fighting this guy for nothing. It's pointless fight. I'm just gonna walk through him, and I was like, we're fighting like in Indiana, like nobody really watching it. Like we don't have to build it up.
Who's your Fight Club 18?
Yeah.
Who's your Fight Club 18?
Yeah, they were at
We
were at the weigh-ins, and he like weighed in like he was gonna slap me, and I just started like laughing. But then during the fight, like I took his back during the fight, and I just started slapping him. And there was like 30 seconds left, and I was just like, I had his back, and I was just like looking to the crowd, and the crowd was like going nuts. And then after the fight, he just like got up and started like giving me the middle finger and wanted to like throw hands at me after the fight. And he was like throwing stuff at the people in the crowd because it was in Indiana, so I had probably like 300 people there that are my family. He's not from he's from like Cincinnati, so he didn't have nobody there. But I had all my people there, and he was about to get jumped because he was like giving them all the middle finger and stuff like that. I was like, bro, but now we're like super good friends now. We're cool. But that was always the funny one. Was Chris. I was like, bro, you don't know what he's about to mess with right now.
I feel like Chris Curtis has come a long way.
For sure.
Me and him have had a couple. I guess like he had some beef with me that I didn't even know about.
Oh yeah.
And, he wrote me about some shit, and then he
beef you didn't know about.
Yeah, like I didn't even know. And then some time goes by, and then he's like, he said some positive shit in my DM. So like, he's out here. He's on the path, man. He's over there training with one of the best coaches in the game, with Eric over at Extreme Couture in Vegas. He's with Sean Strickland all the time. He's been on a good roll and taking some tough fights. So, I don't hate on people for sure. So. I think he figured that out too, and that's where it got better for him. He stopped hating.
Yeah.
It's interesting bringing up Chris Curtis because it kind of can tail right into like one of the number one question I kind of wanted to ask you. Like, your strength of schedule has always been really well. Like you said, you were 5-0 when you fought Chris Curtis in 2014. You just have like real names, like really talented fighters throughout your entire career. I mean, you mentioned the Joe Bond fight. If you remember, like for the people listening, Joe Bond was a fucking monster. Like that dude that's a good, he was good, bro. He was not easy to beat.
My first decision lost.
Oh yeah, you both fought
Joe Bond.
You both fought the Versace model.
He said I was a bully.
Yeah, and then you have Vicente Luque.
He poked me up, man. He was a slick southpaw. He poked me at range. He's a good kickboxer. Joe Band's a pretty boy. He did what he was supposed to. I was still young, though, man. I hadn't learned yet. I was green.
Well, so there you go. See, look, you both ran into him, man. He's good, man. He can hold his own. But then you have Vicente Luque next. This is very early in career. This is the only 2 L's right there. Then you beat Randy Brown. Jordan Mean, he was good. Tim Mean, still good. Chance... I can't remember how good people thought he'd be. Yeah, but he had a lot of hype kind of from the hardcore community. Then you said Millender, Lyman Good. Then we get up to Diego, the Leon fight, which obviously we're not counting. Then Maya Thompson, Vicente Luque again. You win that. Brady, who had a bunch of hype. You beat the shit out of him, respectfully. And then Burns. That's a lot. That's a strong schedule, dude.
The Burns is really impressive.
Really impressive, especially really how Burns had been looking. So how the fuck do you deal with all the hate you get, Belal? Straight up. You get a lot of hate, and I know you see it.
Burns is like a 2nd or 3rd degree black belt in qualified jiu-jitsu, like really good jiu-jitsu. So, and you kind of your pressure style of just being all over someone, just fucking sweating and breathing all over them and punching them and just staying on them. I mean, that's really impressive that you got the dub over Gilbert. I like Gilbert.
So why don't you get the fucking credit you think you deserve? Why do people? What is it, Ball?
Would you say you're underrated?
Oh no, I'm for sure underrated. Yeah, I think people just underestimate how good I am with everything. Right? Like, I could grapple, I could strike, I could wrestle, I could do it all, and I adjust to whoever I'm fighting. Like, all right, Gilbert Burns is a grappler, so all right, let me just strike with him. And I knew I was better than him there. Wonder Boy's a striker, so I'm just gonna take you down. Why would I want to strike with you? Like, I look at stuff like it's a game of chess, not checkers. I'm not gonna go out there, let's both swing, see who gets knocked out first. I'm gonna take you to where you're weakest at and where I'm better than you at, and I'm gonna take you there, and I'm gonna beat you there, I'm gonna drown you there. And I think 90% of the hate and stuff, it's mob mentality, right? For me, it's, so we live in a world now where you get more hate than love because people are afraid to give you respect. People look at you like you're a lame if you show somebody respect. It's like, oh man, this guy's a loser. But if you hate on somebody, it's like, oh man, look at, he treated him. Oh, I got this guy, I racial this guy. And it's like, that's what everybody's looking for, because that's the era we live in with faceless people on Twitter, faceless people on Instagram, where I don't have to see you in person and I can say whatever I want about you and nobody will ever know it's me because I don't have a profile picture. But so for me, that don't really matter to me, because like I know the coaches I get messages from, like showing me respect, fighters I get messages from whenever I see them, like those are the ones that matter, because they understand how hard it is to be in the UFC and to continually win and beat these guys who are great. And when I get that type of respect, that's all that matters to me. And I know that they understand what it really takes, guys who've actually really been in there. These fans, a lot of them, like I said, half of them don't even really know who you are, because like I'll meet 90% of them in person. I'm like, man, you're such a nice person. I don't know why I was booing you or I was saying this about you. And I was like, yeah, I don't know why, man. You tell me. And it's always funny when I meet these people in person, because like they have a different reaction. And 90% of these trolls will say something stupid, but in person it'll be nothing like that, because that's what's real. Anybody could be fake on. I only imagine how many of these fake trolls are people that I probably actually know that are sitting there hating on me with a fake profile, but they'll probably be like my cousin or something, right?
Trying to motivate you or some shit. Well, there you go. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad, because that shit's nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, internet's fake to me, so it's like I don't really care. If I took it all to heart, then like I wouldn't want to get up and do anything. I would want to get up and there's bigger things going on in the world that matter more than, Jake 2556 telling me that I suck.
We were actually talking, Mike, remember we were talking with Bags about this, literally this exact thing. So it's funny it comes into this, but that's exactly what I do. It's what I tell other people as well. Don't let people don't focus on the one bad comment. Why? That didn't deserve your energy. There's 10 other comments, or support from people that you should put your energy into. Ignore it. If you have receipts for what you do, you're good. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
That Belal just, every day you look at what gets posted from happening in Gaza, and there was a ceasefire, then there's not, and then now it's like I saw one of your posts today. They were like attacking humanitarian aid that was coming through to like feed the people that are there or whatever. And it's like, what is that public protest attacking that humanitarian aid? They don't want these people to get any help, and it's it's hard because it's not hard because you can physically see like that. It's 10,000 innocent people now that have been killed in Gaza, and like
10,000 children that have been killed in Gaza. It's over 30,000 people, and it's over 100,000 families that got changed, right? Like if I'm a kid and I lost both my parents, or I'm a kid and I lost a limb, how are you going to live the rest of your life? Like people's life got affected like that. And there was just another post today that it's going to take 50 years for Gaza to get back to what it was. In 2020. It's like the craziest thing. But so what you learn more about in these last 100 days than anything is like how evil some people can be, and how like where people look at numbers nowadays, the social media era, right? And you see like, oh, 30,000 people died or 50,000 people died, and you look at it like, oh, 50,000 followers isn't a lot of followers. And I think people's mentality needs to be changed. So like, yo, that's 50,000 bodies that are gone. Like in a stadium, football stadium full to the max, all those people are dead right now. All those lives are changed. And those people have brothers, cousins, sisters, sons that they lost them. So it's just a plethora of, a long line of things that just got affected by this. And like you said, there's people out here that are not wanting to see these people eat. These people are starving right now. There's kids that haven't eaten in days, haven't drinking water in days. And it makes you realize, how much we take for granted living here and how much we take for granted every day, and makes you more grateful for everything you have, but also makes you like guilty for the stuff that you have and guilty for the life that you're living, because there's people that don't have that. And there's people that are waking up every day not knowing if they're going to die tonight. And there's people that are sleeping at night not knowing if they're going to wake up in the morning. And it just changes my whole mentality, honestly. And it just makes me look at things in a whole different light. And it makes you look at your stuff that you look at as, oh man, I'm in traffic, or oh god dang it, I want this or I want that. And it's like, bro, like, look at reality. Like life is temporary, man. Like, there's a saying, it's like a Muslim saying, it's people that your life is like a horse rider that's under the shade of a tree for a second. That's how quick life is. You're just under shade of a tree, then you're dead. So it's like, what do you want to leave behind? When this whole Gaza war is over with, like, do you want to be one of those people that just never said a word? One of those people that just like looked and gave a blind eye to it? Or do you want to be one of those people that donated or said or spread a good message or just said free Palestine, if anything, right? So many people are just afraid to say it or talk about it. And it's not even about being Palestinian. It's about being a human and watching kids die every day. And I don't even want to post those kids dying because I get so many videos and it's like, I can't even look at this, but those are the ones that people got to realize. People look at social media to get out of their daily life and look at fake stuff. Oh, look at this guy's car. Look at this girl's watch or this guy's stuff. You want to stun on social media, but the real social media is these guys dying because the real media won't show it. So you have to post that stuff on there so the real world can see it.
It's hard because a lot of people might feel like, if I say, you could say, like, even like you said, like, oh, free Palestine, like, or just stop murdering the innocent babies and shit. But like, then it doesn't make a difference and it continues on. And it's like, it's not your fault or it's not my fault. Like, what could I honestly do? You want me to go get on a plane and go to the border and like, I mean, there are people that are actually doing that and like trying to help physically, and then like, I have a family over here, and then they need me, and I need to take care of them, and
yeah, no, it's draining, bro.
It's heart-wrenching stuff, man. I just wanted to give you a chance to like speak on that, and because I see it all the time, and I definitely support you. And just I don't support the killing of innocents, and I've seen thousands of videos of it for the last 120 days it's just traumatizing, and it's so sad because we're so blinded here with all the quality of life that we have and we were born into. Thank God, thank Allah, thank whoever your higher power is, thank them. And maybe that's just one thing. So I mean, to take it, I made it got a little rough there.
No, dude, I think that's dope. That's what we do here, though, bro. We want to talk about shit. Yeah, like fuck it. That's the shit that I thought it was a good question, Mike.
Difference too, man, but I just can't. I can't be over there and handing out goodies or something. I don't know, I mean, I share some of it. I share some of the stuff. That's
honestly,
all I
like
can do.
You sharing it was huge because it was like it showed the world. Like for me being Palestinian, oh, this guy's Palestinian. That's the only reason why he's showing it. But somebody like you or like a Jake Shields that's posting about it and showing it, it's like, wait, why is this white kid saying it? Why is this black guy saying it? Like
Jake
it
Shields
doesn't have to be a
hard.
Muslim thing. It doesn't have to be that. It has to be just a human thing. Yeah, Jake Shields, and he was not pro-Palestine at first at all. He's like, it's just about doing research and just watching it and seeing it and being like, bro, I can't look at these babies dying every day and just like go about my daily life and ignore it. It's like, let me share it because it makes people want to get more knowledge about it. It makes people want to do that. And like you said, people are asking, what do I need to do? What should I do? It's hard. You want to go fight for them, obviously. But with us, we have platforms. And for myself, I have a platform. And I know I was put here for a reason. And I was given this time. And, God bless you with everything you have. So you got to give back and show them that you're not going to waste it.
Absolutely.
This was, yeah. I think one thing too, huge thing is people got to stop being so like tribal about things where like you said, you would think more people want information to learn. That's part of why bro, I'm fucking dumb as shit, bro. I don't fucking know nothing about nothing, but it's got to stop where we say something and you're automatically
don't talk bad about yourself like that, right? That's technically what you're saying right now. It's like, don't try to find the light, try to find the positive. Don't say that about yourself, man.
Yeah, and but thanks, Mike. There should be more. It should be easier to talk about things without just immediately villainizing an entire other side and point of view on everything, and that goes across the board everywhere. I wish people would come together and have more useful conversation instead of just the bullshit we're talking about now. So, anyway, I thought this was a cool topic.
Yeah, I almost said something crazy just now. I pulled it back down. I was going to say something about a specific group, but I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that. Oh, man, I saw this comedian the other day. He was like, I think he said something. He was like, I hate racism. And he said it with like this awkward voice. And he's like, he's saying something about it, and he's like, because, like, how could you just hate an entire people because everything they do is just bad? I didn't sell it very good, man. It was so good when I saw it that you totally got what he was saying. That's why I'm not a comedian, bro. Those guys can really deliver it. Speaking of deliveries, don't you do like some desk work for the UFC? Don't you commentate or call fights or even behind the desk and get to talk with those guys sometimes?
Yeah, I get some desk work.
Like with Daniel Cormier, like you be doing Daniel Cormier shit.
Well, not the commentating, but the desk work for sure. Yeah, and I want to just get better with that and grow with that 100%.
What are some techniques that you use to like better your ability on the mic with the topics about the fights? That week, do you study whatever card you're going over? What are some techniques?
Yeah, honestly, one of my biggest ones that I've learned is just like going on Instagram Live and just talking or flowing or just having conversations. I do a podcast every week, and the biggest thing is to get better at talking is to actually talk and to just get those random questions from fans or something. And I think going live on Instagram has helped me a lot with that because you get to talk to random people and they all want to ask you a random question, right? But it comes out spur of the moment, and you answer that question like that, and that's how it comes with fighting. If you're watching a fight and you have somebody in your ear telling you, hey, talk about this or talk through this replay right now, and you want to have the right things to say where I talk fast, right? So I want to slow it down because I'm a normal person to watch, and you have to break it down for them specifically. And so I'll do that, or I'll like break it down to my family will watch a fight, and I'll break it down to my dad who thinks he knows what he's talking about, but he has absolutely no idea. So I'll break him down like a submission or a fight or a move or something to him. So it explains it better for that. But 90% of it is just actually talking and not being afraid to talk because there's 5 or 6 cameras on you at one time. You have somebody in your ear telling you to do this or that, and it's weird. And you also have to be on cue and with the right stuff to say. Let whatever going through your brain come out of your mouth.
Oh, that's great. That was great advice.
Yeah, shout out to your podcast though, like for sure. Like let's plug that. Remember the show? You do it with John Anik's brother, Jason. Shout out Jason. That dude's a fucking pimp. I love that
I've
dude.
been on there once. It was fun, man.
Yeah, you've been on there too. Yeah, we're getting better with it every week. So like we've been doing a lot more stuff with it. And we've been actually taking it live to like the UFC events. So we've been doing it with extra rounds on UFC Fight Pass, and we've been having it like live at pay-per-views with the fans. So it's been cool to see people in person doing it.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so
an hour of your time. I mean, you got everything, Mike?
No, I have like 2 left.
All right, word. I got time. That's why I grabbed one last beer. I just don't want to take too much of his.
Real quick, I just, before I tell you about a surprise, I have one more question that my guy wanted to ask. And it was, how much to bare knuckle box this guy?
Oh, man. I mean, once I get the UFC belt, I'm open to everything, right? So, I mean, and like, I just saw.
Remember, the name gonna change his name to Show Me the Money.
I just saw Luke Rockhold in person, and I was like, man, he's huge. And I was like, dude, broke his freaking teeth. And I was like, man, Mike Perry probably got those freaking hands. And it, like, I've seen people that train with you or wrestle with you, and Gerald Mershard wrote with you, and he's like, bro, he got a different strength. I'm gonna ask, and he's like, bro,
Gerald was really tough when I got to train with him.
Yeah, Gerald's probably one of the best guys that I've ever gone with. Like, he breaks down stuff so good. He's so good everywhere, but yeah, he was like, man, Mike's like, he's like a bull strength.
Oh, man, I'm happy to hear that, man. I hear that from a lot of really good guys, bro. I do have one thing going for me. It's kind of God-given, I think. But so with that all said, man, thank you so much for coming today. Before we let you go, I wanted to let you know that our friends at Kenpai Pandas have a surprise gift for you. And it kind of goes with why I asked you earlier about crypto. I think we're going to pop it up here for you. We have the Belal Muhammad Kenpai Panda NFT bear that our people are going to connect with you and send to you. And that is our Belal Muhammad NFT bear, Kenpai Panda bear right there. They made one for me. I got to see. And so that's why you got to get you got to get your wallet, and you got to get you an NFT wallet or something, and then they can send you this this picture NFT here because it's worth some money, brother.
Yeah, that's sick, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Our pleasure. Thank you so much for coming today, man. Anything you want to say, anything you want to shout out, let the people know where they can find you and all that.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for having me on, brother. Yeah, people, social media, Bully B170, and wish you guys tune in every Thursday. Remember the show.
Well, there you have it. Belal Muhammad, episode, I don't remember, in the 20s, I think now. Make sure you follow us on all socials, Overdogs Bet, all of it, Mike Perry, the GOAT. We'll catch you.
Allah Akbar!
This podcast episode was brought to you by Overdogs Bet. Sign up today for early beta access and free play at overdogsbet.com/beta.